Welcome back to the InboundREM YouTube channel. My name is Robert Newman. I'm the founder of InboundREM.com. We are the only inbound marketing company that focuses on residential real estate and SEO specifically. Today, I'm going to leverage my 16 years worth of experience in the real estate marketing industry, and I'm going to do a comparison of company versus company to start 2025 off. And we're going to start off, we're going to kick this video off by talking about branding websites. The two primary companies that people usually focus on is agent image versus luxury presence. So I'm going to explain the differences very, very quickly. Agent image usually has a more diverse ability to create design than luxury presence does. They build their websites on WordPress. Luxury presence builds their websites on a proprietary platform. This means that agent image, when it wants to, can assign ownership. Luxury presence cannot. Agent image websites usually cost somewhere between $3,000 and $8,000. Luxury presence websites usually cost somewhere between $450 and $20,000. There's a lot of variations between these two, but most of that cost difference comes from design options. Neither one of these two companies is a lead generation company. If you're focused on lead generation, agent image and luxury presence should not be the place that you go. All right. Website and CRM combos. I tiered these out. Tier 1, Tier 2 is where I got to. Tier 1 is really how robust is the CRM on the back end. Okay, also the skill and the experience of the providers. The first two people on our list for Tier 1 website and CRM combos is we're going to compare Sierra Interactive versus Real Estate Webmasters. Both of these companies, Real Estate Webmasters brings 27 years of experience to their projects. Sierra Interactive brings about 16, about 10 years less. Both websites can be used for SEO and PPC campaigns, so technically both of these websites can be used for lead generation. In terms of scale of 1 to 10, I give them both a 5 or 6 because they both leverage PPC heavily. Now, once those leads come into the website, how you manage these leads directly relates to the CRM. Sierra Interactive integrates seamlessly with over 50 to 100 different services, making it one of the most versatile website and CRM combos out there. You can do almost anything, turn it into a high call, like volume website, manage teams. They have many more options than Real Estate Webmasters does. But in terms of simplicity, Real Estate Webmasters still does very well. Their websites are also, generally speaking, if I had to compare either one of them, while both of these are good for SEO, I'm generally going to say Real Estate Webmasters is better. However, there is no comparison when it comes to the leadership of these two companies. Real Estate Webmasters is historically, remarkably, and renowned for being not very customer friendly. That usually comes straight down from the founder, who is just, usually he's egregiously profit-minded. So he will always, always, always not side with the customer if you ever have a complaint. He'll also force upgrades and do things that are going to cost you a lot more money than you're going to probably think is reasonable. Sierra Interactive is exactly the opposite. The owner, Ben, has been around forever, and I haven't seen anything coming out of him directly in a while. I've even heard rumors that he sold pieces of the company. That's unconfirmed. I do not know that for sure. I am just saying that Sierra Interactive generally is very customer forward, but it's a huge, vast, very complex platform. If you're looking for simple, Sierra Interactive is not it. If you're looking for complex with you have a very significantly complicated solution that you're looking for, then I'm going to say Sierra Interactive is a great place to look, especially because of all the integrations that they have. And Sierra Interactive and Real Estate Webmasters, comes out with pricing that is roughly similar to each other. Real Estate Webmasters, though, can be more expensive than anybody else on this list. All right, their top-end solutions can cost $3,000 to $5,000 a month or more, and their website costs can be upwards of $50,000 to $150,000. That is not their core offering. Their core offering is much more reasonable. It's usually somewhere between $1,000 and $5,000. Sierra Interactive, their prices on their website, but just in case, it's something like $1,500 to set up. The thing about CR Interactive is they have an inflexible policy on the monthly. It's always $500 a month. Tier 2 website and CRM combos. The pricing per month is similar to CR Interactive. kvCORE and Chime, both are about $500 a month. Both of them are incredibly robust CRMs, but kvCORE I've always found is a little clunky. Chime I've never reviewed before, not officially, because I looked at their platform and decided that they didn't do anything different than anybody that came in the industry long before them. They are slightly more user-friendly on the back-end side, but I found that a lot of their features are and continue to be buggy. And that means that what you're sold is not necessarily what you're going to get. And I've heard that from many, 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 many different realtors. In design, in both Chime and kvCORE, Chime is a better designed website than kvCORE, but they're both fairly inflexible in terms of design options. These are not branding websites. If you are looking for a branding website, you have to go up here. And if you're looking for a combo, which almost all agents are, it doesn't exist. Save yourself the time. The closest thing that you might find would be Real Estate Webmasters, who can occasionally make a fairly sexy looking website and still have it generate a lot of leads. CR Interactive, not so much, okay? And as I've already said, Real Estate Webmasters tends to be the least positive company to work with. All right, PPC websites and CRM combos. Now, I say this because the only way that you're ever going to make money off these sites, for the most part, is going to be if you actually drive traffic in using PPC. And the two companies that I decided to compare is Real Geeks versus Easy Agent Pro. Now, both of these come with very simple CRMs. Easy Agent Pro actually connects to a CRM just like we do. It's seamless, okay? I don't know who they recommend. I'm not sure. Another thing about traffic these days is that if you're collecting leads through an IDX, you can send it wherever you want, which means that I have many clients that I send leads into kvCORE because they already had that set up. They didn't like the branding combo, so they hired InboundREM to make a more branded website, more informational, and then we send the leads into kvCORE. So they get all the advantages of the kvCORE system and still use a sexier looking website. I'm sure the Easy Agent Pro does the same thing. Real Geeks is definitely the granddaddy of all PPC websites. You spend some money on PPC, they've got a lot of really great filtered search features on the website that make it very functional for PPC lead generation. Having said that, Real Geeks still is hard to work with. They have set up with a third-party company, so the website is not even set up by them, it's set up by somebody else. The websites are very plain, very straightforward. The CRM is very good, but it's also very plain and very straightforward. And the last that I saw, Real Geeks integrates with very few outside services. Not none, just few. And Easy Agent Pro, I'm not sure. Easy Agent Pro builds on something called WordPress multi-sites, which just means that you cannot own any of these. You cannot own your kvCORE site. You cannot own your Chime site. The only people on this list that you could even potentially own your site with is Agent Image or InboundREM. Now, having said these, that's the company by company comparison. I have deep reviews on each of these companies. I am going to include it in the notes for this video. So look there, you can see my reviews. The reviews are older. I'm gonna do some new updated ones, but in most of these cases, I've logged into the platforms and do the review and show you the individual features of each platform. Some of the reviews are as old as 5 or 6 years. Guess what? I don't need to do it again because very rarely do companies change the UI or UX. That's just the terms for how the CRM looks and operates. It's usually the same. What changes over the years is how these platforms integrate with other platforms. And most of these guys don't spend that much time. Every once in a while, they build in a core feature, better text message, better email drip, better this, better that. Very small upgrades. And I've never done a review on Chime, so you won't see that. Other than that, you'll see a review, deep dive reviews, and every single one of these in the notes. If for some reason you have questions about these platforms, you're doing a deep comparison, please do yourself a favor and check us out. We can do all of the things. We can build branded sites, we can generate leads, and we can provide ownership. The reason I founded InboundREM is because we can do a lot of the things that these guys don't. Our price point is about where Agent Image and Luxury Presence are, and we are definitely not the same as all of these other website providers. So if everything I said doesn't sound great, or you're looking at these systems and finding them wanting, then you'll want to schedule a call with me so at a minimum I can make a recommendation to whoever's going to suit you best. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thumbs up the video, share it with other real estate agents you know, and I'll catch you the next time.